Good morning everyone. This is SAPNA KUMARI, a teacher trainee of B.Ed second semester of Siliguri Primary Teachers Training College and Siliguri Tarai B.Ed College. And my method paper is English. Today I am going to teach a short story, and this story I have taken from the textbook of class 6 CBSE board. And the title of the story, as you all can see, is A Tale of Two Birds. Okay, and then this is a very beautiful and interesting story. Hope you all will like it and enjoy it. Now I'll just give an introduction about the story. What is the story about and what moral lessons does it have for us? What does this story teaches us in the end? Okay, so this story is basically about a family of bird that consists of a mother bird and two newborn baby birds. Okay, they used to live in a forest. They had a nest in a very tall tree. So what happens is that one fine day there's a big storm in the forest and the mother, she dies. The mother bird, she dies. Okay, and then leaving the two birds behind. The strong winds, in the storm there's a strong wind, and this strong winds just separate the two baby birds from each other, and they are taken away to two different places, okay, outside the forest. One, it goes towards the cave, and the other, it goes towards the ashram. Cave where a gang of robbers lived, and ashram where the rishi lived. Okay, so now we will see it in the story in detail what had happened to the birds once they are fled away by the wind in two different places. How do they grow up and with what kind of people do they stay? So let's start. There once lived a bird and her two newborn babies in a forest. They had a nest in a tall, shady tree, and there the mother bird took care of her little ones day and night. So there lived a mother bird with her two newborn babies in the forest, okay, and then they had a nest in a very tall tree. And like the other mothers, this mother bird also took care of her children's day and night. Okay. One day there was a big storm. There was thunder, lightning and rain, and the wind blew down many of the trees. So in the forest there was a big storm that was brought by thunder, lightning and rain. Okay, and in this storm many of the trees had fallen down. The wind was blowing very fast, and then it had brought down many trees, okay, to the ground. The tall tree in which the birds lived also came down. So in which these birds lived, okay, the tree in which these birds lived also came down. A heavy big branch hit the nest and killed the mother. So the mother bird, she dies in the storm, leaving the two birds behind. Okay, and then a heavy branch just hit the nest, and then it killed the mother bird. Fortunately for the baby birds, the strong wind blew them away to the other side of the forest. One of them came down near a cave where a gang of robbers lived. The other landed outside a rishi's ashram a little distance away. So what had happened is that the strong wind, okay, the strong wind blew away the two birds, okay, from each other outside the forest, and then one of the baby bird, it came down in a cave where a band of robbers lived in this cave, okay, and the other bird, it came down to a ashram where the rishi lived. So these two birds were separated from each other by the strong winds. Days passed and the baby birds became big birds. So as days passed, the baby birds, they grew up in two different places, in a cave and in a rishi's ashram. Now let's see, okay, what had happened to the birds after they had grown up. One day the king of the country came to the forest to hunt. He saw a deer and rode after it. It ran deep into the forest, followed by the king. Soon the king lost his way and didn't know where he was. So one fine day, the king of the country, he just comes to the forest for hunting. As the kings are fond of hunting, okay, this king of the country also came to the forest. to hunt. Okay, and then when he just entered the forest, he saw a deer that was there in the forest. So he just thought of hunting that deer and rode after it. Okay, and he just went after the deer. It ran deep into the forest, followed by the king. So this deer, it just ran deep into the forest. After seeing that the king is trying to kill the deer, it just ran away fast, quickly inside the forest. Okay, and even the king, what did he do? He also followed the deer, and then he also went deep inside the forest. Okay, soon the king lost his way and didn't know where he was. So as the king was fond of hunting, he saw a deer and then he thought of hunting that deer. But the deer, it ran deep inside the forest and he could not catch that deer. Okay, hunt that deer. And then the king, he lost his way and he didn't even know where he was. He completely lost his way. Okay. He rode on for a long time till he came to the other side of the forest. He was so tired, okay, and he was lost in the forest and then he could not find his way. Okay, so he was riding on his horse for a long time till he came to the other side of the forest. He came to the other side of the forest. Okay, very tired by now, he got off his horse and sat down under a tree that stood near a cave. So he was very tired, okay, and then he thought that he can have some rest here. And then he just got off from his horse and then he's just sat down under a tree. Okay, where near a cave there was a very big tree, and under that tree he thought of resting. Okay, now suddenly when he was resting, he hears a voice crying out saying, "Quick, hurry up, there's someone under the tree. Come and take his jewels and his horse. Hurry, or else he will slip away." So when the king was resting under a tree, he hears a voice, okay, saying that, "Quick, hurry up, there's someone under the tree." The king heard, okay, that someone is calling to the other people. "Come and take his jewels and his horse." Means the king had decorated himself with jewels, okay, and then that voice was calling someone, okay, to come and see that someone is resting under the tree, and then come and take away his jewels and his horse. Hurry, or else he will just go away from this place. The king was amazed. He looked up and saw a big brown bird sitting on a tree on which the king was resting. Okay, so suddenly he sees up. He was amazed. He was surprised to hear a voice, such voice. Okay, and then he looked up and then he saw a very big brown bird who was sitting on a tree on which the king was resting. Okay, so the king was amazed, surprised to hear the voice. He also heard faint noises issuing from the cave. So he also heard some slight noise, okay, that was coming from the cave. He quickly got onto the horse and rose away as fast as he could. So after hearing the voice saying that, "Hurry, take away the jewels, okay, and the horse," the king was very surprised and he was shocked, and at the same time he was also scared, okay, that he must have felt that this particular bird is calling some other people, okay, to take away the jewels, and then after taking the jewels and his horse, they can kill the king. So he was very scared with this words, okay, and then he quickly got onto the horse and rose away as fast as he could. So he quickly thought that I should leave this particular place and go on. Okay, quickly he just sat on his horse and then he rose away. He started riding very fast in a speed, okay, so that he can go from this particular place as soon as possible, or else he will be killed by some people. Okay, so this was one of the baby bird that was fled, okay, by the strong wind in a cave, and in this cave there was a gang of robbers, okay, and then this bird lived with the gang of robbers. So this bird also became like the robbers. So this is the till today I'll be teaching, okay, and in the next class I'll be dealing with the other half of the story. What is the story about, and then where did the king go after leaving this cave, and what kind of people he finds there. Okay, thank you.